Twihards assemble, because this is the news we so desperately needed all year. The Twilight Saga is about to get much bigger as Stephenie Meyer announced the release of Midnight Sun, so let the countdown begin. What's up, you guys? It's Susan Morad here with Clever News, and someone get Rob Pattinson's publicist on the phone stat because we need to have a word. Happy Monday to everyone who read the books, waited in line for the midnight showings, and who likes to call themselves a true Twihard. This news is for you, and it's pretty big, so listen up. The long-anticipated Stephenie Meyer novel that we've been waiting on for basically an eternity, aka 15 years since the first book's release, officially has a release date, and fans are freaking out, as they rightfully should. We might have been put through the ringer over the past 4 months, but we all know that after rain comes a rainbow, and this one just so happened to be in the form of a new novel that coincides with the Twilight series. However, it's from Edward Cullen's entire point of view. So basically, we're being treated to 672 pages of Edward Cullen's weirdest, neurotic, possibly R-rated, and deepest thoughts. It's about to get wild, you guys. Today, Stephenie Meyer made an appearance on Good Morning America to announce the release of her newest novel, Midnight Sun, and admits that although she was a little skeptical of making the announcement, considering the state of the world, she knew that Twihards would appreciate the good news.
It's a crazy time right now, and I wasn't sure if it was the right time to put this book out, but some of you have been waiting for just so long. It didn't seem fair to make you wait anymore.
Stephenie also apologized about the timing of the announcement, adding, quote, "Sorry about the bad timing. Hopefully this book can be a distraction from the real world." Fans were quick to suspect some sort of announcement as they noticed that Stephenie's website contained a mysterious countdown that set them to May the 4th at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Which brings us to today. Now that the news is officially announced, we can all partake in a little at-home celebration, knowing we have something major to look forward to. But I should mention that if you are a die-hard Twilight fan, you'd know that Midnight Sun isn't exactly a new release. The book was actually written years ago, and it was confirmed that Stephenie had shared it with Rob Pattinson and Twilight director Catherine Hardwicke, but unfortunately the first few chapters were leaked and shared on the internet much earlier than intended back in 2008. Stephenie was then forced to publish the work on her own site before the story was completed, and revealed in a blog post that she was, quote, "too sad about what has happened to continue working on Midnight Sun," and that it would be on hold indefinitely. Now that the news is out, Stephenie is promising an enticing and heart-racing new spin to the series. She teased the first chapter of the book for fans who didn't read it years ago, saying, quote, "Writing chapter 1 first sight from Edward's point of view was an exciting experience. I actually had my pulse racing as I typed. When I finished, I was truly pleased with my creation. Here was the other side of the story that no one knew. Here was the truth of what Edward had been through. I felt like I knew my Edward even better, and I was sure his dialogue would be more insightful in future novels. The end, exercise over." Stephenie also teased a little bit more of what fans can expect regarding the tone of the new novel, saying, quote, "It's definitely darker, and I would say more desperate. The stakes are way higher from Edward's perspective. It's been 8 years since the release of the last film of the saga, Breaking Dawn Part 2, but never forget the drama, the secrets, and the whirlwind that is Edward and Bella's love story." Rob Pattinson even revealed back in 2019 that fans still seem to keep the vampire hype up after all these years, saying, quote, "It seems like with younger people in their late teens, early 20s, it's sort of become quite a hip thing to like. It's a fascinating second wave of people appreciating it, which is kind of cool." So it looks like it's only a matter of time until Rob and Kristen Stewart reunite on the big screen. Well, one can only hope. Then again, he is Batman. Twihards have been busy sending in tweets all day expressing their excitement for the new addition to the story. One fan wrote, "Ready for Edward Cullen to take over my life again when I read Midnight Sun." Another user referenced what might be the most comical line in the entire series, saying, quote, "My brain. You don't have time to reread all the Twilight books before. My heart, with a gif of Edward telling Bella, 'You better hold on tight, Spider Monkey.'" Others are poking fun at the fact that just as Rob signed on for one of the most talked about roles in Hollywood, Stephenie whips out her new project. They said, "Robert Pattinson must be so mad, lol, dude about to become Batman, and here comes Stephenie Meyer with another Twilight book." Another user took a shot from the original Twilight film, writing, "Robert Pattinson when he sees Stephenie Meyer approaching with her new book idea." Whatever your thoughts may be, just do yourselves a favor and prepare for the Twilight firestorm that's about to go down on August the 4th. Just 3 short months away. Be sure to let me know all of your thoughts on Midnight Sun, and if you think Rob will sign on to do another movie, write down here in the comments section below. And for even more movie news, click right over here to find out which Harry Potter star was recently dragged over his outrageous cameo prices. I'm your host Susan Morad. I'll catch you later. Bye guys.